Some days finding time for creativity feels impossible. Life is chaotic and my to-do list never ends. But if I keep waiting for the perfect moment, I never start. So I created a simple planner, something to help me make space for creativity without feeling overwhelmed. Because a few minutes of planning, it makes all the difference. I demonstrate it on a tiny project. Hey there, I'm Savan. I'm an illustrator and a motion designer and a busy mom. And I decided to create my own picture book. This is my journey where I share every bit, the struggles, the wins, every awkward step in between. And if you're a creative person juggling between life and creativity, then this is your place. In this video, I will show how I will use that hour to pursue my goals. And I will show you how I will achieve this in a small project. So let's dive in. So how do I actually find the time for this? I give myself just an hour a day. That's it. No overthinking, no excuses. It's not perfect, but it's a progress. And honestly, making any decision, even a bad one, is better than making no one at all. Sounds simple, right? But in the first week, I already failed. I set the time aside, but then what was I actually supposed to do with that hour? I realized just setting time wasn't enough. I needed a plan. Now, not just the big goals we've been talking about, but teeny tiny steps that would actually get me somewhere. So I started to create a planner, and of course, as I did it, I asked for help because let's be real, I needed it. I told myself it would take an hour or two, and probably it actually took me 3. But finally, I had something tangible to work with. For me, having it printed out would have helped. It's something real, something I can physically check off. And every small win, even just writing a plan, keeps the momentum going. But I did it in a Saturday afternoon, and everything is closed up until Monday. So I have to be pleased with an online version for now. It's about momentum, not perfection. Everyone's schedule looks different, but for me, brainstorming in the morning makes the most sense. I can set a goal for the day, then I break my hour into 30-minute chunks. One part for ideas and one part for taking action. Mornings are perfect for idea dumping. I can't film, I can't make any noises because everyone is sleeping, and I'm also too sleepy to jump straight into work. But I still have those creative alpha bass kicking in. And that's when I start an internal monologue, or I let AI help me think out loud. Once you have the schedule, I work on brainstorming in the morning and I execute in the afternoon, 30 minutes. How does exactly brainstorming session works? Brainstorming with AI. Starting is the hardest part because usually I overthink everything. This is why AI can help. Just I throw out messy thoughts, random words, no pressure to get it right, and suddenly I have a starting point. This doesn't really erase creativity. It just clears the fog and I can see now exactly where I'm going. Now that I have a direction, all I need is to take the step. So let's get through an example. I wanted to work on sports perspective because I really love to use it on children's book. I wrote to ChatGPT, but I didn't really have an idea of what should be the drawing about. So this is where I asked for help. I wrote, because I always say hi. I want to create an illustration with force perspective. I want to have a few drawings of my daughter because it's always nice to those drawings back. She loves to paint or collect rocks and shells, or she loves to try to hug the cat. Could you come up with three different ideas? This was a prompt. After that, he gave me three different concepts. He told me the concept, the perspective that he suggested, and why is it fun. These are the titles: The Little Giant Artist, Treasure Hunter, and Hugging a Giant Cat. I went with the treasure hunter. ChatGPT's concept was: she's kneeling on the ground, surrounded by rocks and shells, like an explorer finding ancient treasures. Perspective: bird eye view from above, as if we're seeing a real treasure map unfolding around her. Extra fun: you could illustrate drawing in details like an X marking the treasure spot or little imaginary creatures hiding among the shells. Well, I took this idea, but this is not the concept I actually drew. The concept, it sparked really a new idea, another illustration, but it's not about the treasure hunt. Because the other day we went out with my daughter and she found little snails, and she was very excited about them. So instead of finding rocks and shells as a map, I used the bird eye perspective that ChatGPT suggested, and I draw her from a high angle, so like her hand is giant and the little snail is as big as her hand. And this was the concept. And then I also asked ChatGPT to give me some names of illustrators that I might not know that I can draw inspiration from. And so I looked at those, and then it was actually very fun to, in the afternoon, to start drawing this. And to be honest, because it's weekend, I overdid my 1 hour. I worked 2 hours because my daughter was sleeping, so I could actually finish the drawing. So I hope you enjoy this, and if this sounds helpful, I also made a planner available as a free download. So if you're struggling with this, just check it out. And I guess like, subscribe, and see you next time. Bye.
Csigával tetszik? Ugye?